Shortly after World War II, a historic patch of land was donated to the federal government. The site was formerly known as Fort Turnbull, a defensive position against the Union Army. But the location never saw action and was cleverly nicknamed Fort Humbug because it made use of phony cannons as decoys. The land, considered unsuitable for farming, was a fitting choice for the new hospital. It was no surprise when the Veterans Administration recognized the importance of Northwest Louisiana as the location. The lush trees and rolling hills made it an ideal location for war veterans to recover from the hardships of battle. Former 4th District Congressman Overton Brooks, a strong proponent of veterans health care, led the successful movement to place a VA hospital in Northwest Louisiana. Construction began in 1948. The 10-story structure was built with reinforced concrete, steel, and customary fireproof partitions. When it was finished, an Army engineer called it the finest hospital in the United States. Stacy Walden works in the engineering department at Overton Brooks. She says a lot has changed since the original construction.
Topography is quite challenging. Challenging for them back then and challenging still for us today. It's really on a bluff, and it was a very strategic location for the military as it overlooked the Red River.
Andrea Hegman, Veterans Experience Coordinator, marvels at how much has changed during her time here.
Oh, I'm sure at the time it was state-of-the-art, right? In 1950, everything was brand new, gorgeous, top technology. And as time, I mean, we are an older facility, but at the same time, we've been here, we've been at this area, we've been able to offer our veterans care for so long. But I think, just like I'm amazed when I think back at what the facility was when I first started, we've come so far.
The reason that Overton Brooks Medical Center has worn so well is even now the quality of the build and the materials that they use were state of the art, that they've withstood literally 70 years and the test of time. That's how well built that this hospital is. It has aged very well.
For Dwayne Redman, a 33-year veteran employee at Overton Brooks VA, says his time here has been both rewarding and productive.
The first day at work was fairly interesting. I made a decision that I would, to show my dedication to my work, that I'd show up about 45 minutes early. I was scheduled to start work at 8. I got here at about 10 to 7 and turned the corner to walk to the department, and there were 5 veterans in the hallway already waiting for me. The look of the building has changed, the landscape, the lobby area, everything from the windows on the facility to the fact that the housing, which was used by some VA administrators at one time, is now housing where we actually provide care and treatment for veterans.
Michelle Phelan, a nurse practitioner and legacy employee, says the Shreveport VA stands out as an example for other healthcare facilities to follow.
One of the things that I noticed when I walked the VA was people spoke to me. They looked me in the eye. They asked me if they could help me.
The Overton Brooks VA Medical Center has grown from the initial 500 employees and a $5 million annual budget to a budget exceeding $400 million and nearly 1,700 employees in the year 2020.
We're not just a federal institution, we are literally part of the community.
Advances in technology may change the way a job is done, but the job doesn't change. Many faces have come and gone since then, but the mission has always remained the same.
We're going to continue to improve, use technology. I heard we just got a 3D printer. I mean, we are always looking to do better by technology standards, but also just the care we provide.
Now we're actually looking at and able to remotely program hearing aids to a veteran through his smartphone, wherever he's located. If you'd asked me back in 1986, 87, would this have happened? And I mean, that would have been spaceship astronaut kind of talk.
It's quite impressive today to look at that package that the Corps of Engineers pulled together. You look at the drawings, and they're all meticulously hand-drawn with lots of detail. And then the specifications for it are typed out with a typewriter, done by hand. And I really can't even imagine today having to execute a project in that way. So it's quite impressive.
If you took a 1950s doctor and put them into 2020, they would be amazed. A note to our future selves that we won't be able to recognize the VA 70 years from now except for one thing. There is one thread that will never, ever change, and that is to care for those who have borne the battle.
And for the next 70 years, you can bet that care and dedication for the Arklatex men and women who serve so honorably will always remain as our lasting priority.